Today is a very, very special day. I know that you guys know this. You're here because we have a candidate to become the senior minister of Awakening Ways Spiritual Community. Reverend Elizabeth Rowley-Hogue is here to speak. Woo! So in case that you didn't hear the little background, I have just a short little piece here. Reverend Elizabeth brings a beautiful, joyful spiritual consciousness as a minister, teacher, speaker, and spiritual practitioner. After years in the ministry in the South Bay area of California, Reverend Elizabeth was called to the Central Coast to be near her parents. And in 2018, she became the senior minister of the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living in Templeton. We are very excited to present Reverend Elizabeth Rowley-Hogue as our speaker this morning. In addition to the Sunday talk, Reverend Elizabeth will present a workshop today from 12:30 to 2:30 entitled Embracing the Unknown in Times of Change. The workplace is going to take place right here, so if you're worried that you didn't sign up for it, no worries. All are welcome. So at 12:30, we'll gather here. You'll have a little break so you can get something to eat, and then we'll come back. So without further ado, Reverend Elizabeth.
Hello, good morning. Wow, let me just look at you. Wow. Hello. And you look at me, yeah. Hi. Wow. All right. Whoa, don't run into that. Well, hi, I'm Reverend Elizabeth Rowley-Hogue. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. It's so great to be here this morning with you. It's kind of like a first date, right? I mean, I got my hair done. I got my nails done. I was like, what's happening? This is so interesting. And I realized it was all part of my process of preparing. You know, while Spirit is doing the inner preparation for us, we get this vibe, this sense to also prepare ourselves, yes? And so while I was doing these things in the external world, oh, there we go. While I was doing these things externally, also was having this inner preparation. And of course, prayer and meditation and all that goes along with that. So thank you for having me here. I feel very fortunate to be here with you all. And so I want to talk about our commitment versus our resistance today. And so the question is your commitment greater than your resistance? And so allowing life's highest vision of itself to be known in our individualized human awareness opens us to a completely new idea, a wholly new experience, to a direct experience of the mind of the infinite, which is our mind. Yes? Yes. All right. Now, having received a direct revelation, the degree to which we embody oneness, to the degree to which we embody wholeness, the degree to which we embody that God itself is living its life in the form of us, is the degree to which we allow life's vision to be made manifest through and as us. Are you with me? All right, good, yes. Thank you, Helen. Now I want you to take a moment and remember your first spiritual awakening. Do you remember the first time when the light came on in some area of your life? Remember that? And then there was like a domino effect that took place in your consciousness, because what you suddenly realized that must be true, that it must be true for every part of your life, in every thought, and in every way of being. And then there was a deconstruction that took place, right? That deconstruction where we begin to release old ways of being, release old thought patterns that no longer served us. And so there's this whole deconstruction. For some of us, we had relationships in our lives that we had to let go of. And we found a whole new world of new friends. For some of us, it was, changing your whole life path, right? It's huge, this revelation of spirit and our awakening. So a butterfly is not a caterpillar with wings. The caterpillar in the chrysalis is turned into a cosmic soup. No longer what it was, and not yet what it will be. Sound familiar? Right. So Awakening Ways is in this cosmic soup right now, as you know. And interestingly enough, so is the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. We're all in this cosmic soup together. Now, your beloved ministers who have retired, Doctors Frank and Terry, have flown away as butterflies, migrating to their next greater yet to be in the wonderful land of relaxation and whatever it is, traveling, sleeping in on a Sunday, whatever. So the center, though, is now in a cosmic soup, right? Now, this is a holy time for all of us. The easy thing to do at this time would be to attach some new wings, a new minister, to this caterpillar and call it a butterfly, right? That'd be the easy thing. Just slap some wings on this caterpillar and it's a butterfly. But the caterpillar body is too heavy for the butterfly's wings. The butterfly will leap into the air with great joy because that's what it does. It flies. But the caterpillar body will make it go boom to the ground. And the caterpillar at the time, though, will be so amazed because it's like, wow, we're flying. This is cool. But it comes crashing down because a butterfly is not a caterpillar with wings. So a complete deconstruction is required for the metamorphosis to occur. Now, as we're all in this cosmic soup together, the vision of becoming the butterfly is present for us all. Yes? What is the best possible outcome for all involved? This has been my prayer. Whatever happens, it must be for the good of all involved. And so what I continue to share with my board and my congregation and pretty much anyone who will listen to me is to stay open to possibility. What else is possible? There's always something possible in the mind of God that we haven't even considered. That's where it gets fun, and we'll talk more about that in the workshop this afternoon. And that's the part of embracing that unknown, right? Embracing what is yet to be in a way that you are eager and anticipating and cheerfully expecting something wonderful to happen, because what was that song about? I love my life. Because life, what does it say? It says, the best is coming and I just can't wait. I just can't wait, because that's the way it is. But I'm looking at you all and you're nodding, so I think you already know all this. Okay, so you are all, we're on the same page. Now, Ernest Holmes says, principle is never bound by precedent, right? Principle is never bound by precedent. So it seems that sometimes as humans, we have this tendency to slip into probability theory once we have clarity about our vision. What that means is that we have this tendency of viewing the vision in the context of past events and circumstances trying to bring those lessons that we learned forward to assist in the unfolding vision safely and successfully. But that kind of perspective limits us from stepping into a wholly new experience of possibility. Our vision is a mystical glimpse of infinite possibility, urging itself into expression through and as us. Does that excite you? All right. Woo! All right. Now, just because it was one way before doesn't mean it has to stay that one way. There's always an opportunity for renewal, an opportunity for something different, right? But more than different because a butterfly is not a caterpillar with wings. This is an opportunity for radical transformation, yes? Transformation. Not just a haircut or a change of hair color or a new outfit, but an internal shift, a shift in consciousness. This can be a shift in individual consciousness or collective group consciousness, because shift happens. Don't you know? Shift happens. And then you live. Shift happens, and then you live as more of who you came here to be, your greater yet to be. Thank you for laughing. That made me feel at home. So another point is about lifting the anchor. And I love this analogy because isn't it true that sometimes we find ourselves going in circles, repeating the same patterns over and again, like the winds and currents that push an anchored boat, moving us back and forth, side to side, sometimes even spinning us in circles, right? But never moving us forward because the anchor is down. Now, vision is pulling us. We are being pulled by vision. I'm being pulled by vision. That's how I got here. You guys are being pulled by vision. That's how you invited me here, right? Or however it worked. I'm going to talk some about that too. So vision is pulling us, inviting us to move forward, inviting us to a new place, a new adventure. Vision invites us to let go of our point of reference, invites us to journey outside of our comfort zone, and demands that we take a risk, that we raise our anchor and surrender control of our vessel. Woo! Yeah. So true transformation renders the previous version wholly unrecognizable. Just as something within the caterpillar compels it to attach itself to a twig and spin its own cocoon, and then completely release its physical form and caterpillar identity to realize its butterfly identity and form. So vision pulls us and compels us to surrender our human identity, our idea of ourselves. Now, vision pulls us ever closer to God's highest expression of itself as us. Are you ready to be transformed by the renewing of your mind? What? Yes. Are you ready to embody something completely different and unrecognizable? Yes. Is your commitment greater than your resistance? Yes. Whoa. So I have to tell you that in May or June, around that time frame, I started feeling divine discontent. Are you familiar with that term, divine discontent? Right, it's that feeling that we get when Spirit has more for us to do, but we can't quite see it yet, and something is stirring within us, but we're not really sure what's happening, but we sense it, and there's a feeling of, that feeling, right? And then suddenly, one day, a friend called me to share the news about your two beloved ministers retiring. And Spirit said to me, I wonder if they have shared this news on Facebook. Then it had me go to your Facebook page where I saw a post to contact Susan Jones, and Spirit said, hey, why don't you email Susan Jones? So I emailed her. And then we exchanged a few emails back and forth, and I took a couple of weeks to complete my resume. Spirit kept nudging me, right? Do it, do it. And so I finally got the resume completed in the right and perfect time, submitted it just in time for the going away and retirement party for Frank and Terry, which was beautiful, I hear, right? And then Susan emailed me back requesting a meeting. I met with Kevin. It was Kevin O'Shea, Jan, and Susan at your office, which is beautiful. And it was this total love fest, right? I felt so loved, and I felt so at home. I felt comfortable and connected. And I learned that that Facebook post happened without planning. Is the person that does the Facebook posting in here? Oh, cool. Yeah, right? Thank you. And so so that post happened, and Susan didn't know it, and apparently the candidates were supposed to be emailing through the other email address. Anyway, I reached out to Susan Jones, and that was a total God thing, right? It's like, I'm just going to plan it right here. So thank you for being connected to Source. There's only, okay. Yeah. Yeah, right? We all are. We all are. So we scheduled my speaking and workshop date. And then interesting things keep happening, right? Every day something new is revealed, and I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. But that evening I heard from the holders of the mortgage loan at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. It's held privately, and we owe $76,000 on it. And they said, hey, we want to help you out during these difficult times of reopening by making 2 donations of $38,000 some odd dollars to pay off your loan, and then you'll own the building free and clear. I was like, what? Okay. Right? You ever get answered prayer, or you get something like you haven't even considered the possibility, and then it's stunning, right? Spirit is stunning. Yes? Oh, wow. Spirit is stunning. It's up to something. So my first thought was, wow, God is on the move. Something is trying to happen here. What else is possible? Now, Susan and I have gone back and forth about how this is all so Spirit-led, and this is so true. We're all just along for the ride. And so thank you for joining. Oh my gosh. We're all just along for the ride. Us, and so is the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living. So what can we do but get ourselves ready and enjoy the ride? Buckle up, my friends. I'm here, and it's time, and we're about to blast off. So here I stand before you. Now, I love my center and all of our people. I love them so much. Some of them are here today. Thank you for being here. Yes. And we have a guest speaker over there. Now, I love them, and I'm telling you, my prayer has been and continues to be for the best possible outcome for all involved. That means Awakening Ways, Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living, and all of our people. What else is possible? Thank you. What else is possible? So I invite you to keep that fresh on your mind as you leave here today and go about your week, and you may even have a little note card if you take notes, and remember that. And that can be a tool for every aspect of your life when you find yourself in a situation that maybe you're seeking a different response or solution. You know, Spirit hasn't given it to you yet. What else is possible? What else is possible? So, and then the question that came to me is, okay, well, what's God's highest idea of itself as the largest new thought center on the Central Coast? Right. I just got the God bumps. That's my term for goose flesh. I call it God bumps. Yeah. What's God's highest idea of itself as the largest new thought center on the Central Coast? But by the way, do you guys say God, Spirit, Source, Divine? Awesome. Thank you. Great. Now, that's a big question, right? What's God's highest idea of itself as the largest New Thought center on the Central Coast? You guys are awesome. I mean, the music this morning, thank you to the musicians. I know what it takes. Wow. Wow. You sound amazing. You created an experience for me. You created an experience of celebration, an experience of being introspective and getting grounded. You created this experience of joy for life. So thank you. You guys are amazing. Now, I can tell you that since my divine discontent began, I've been guiding my board to stay open to possibility, as I mentioned. And again, I'm inviting us all to do the same. Stay open to possibility. Let's not limit our radiant, unfolding good to our experiences of the past. So the topic today is my commitment greater than my resistance. And my answer is yes. Thank you, Helen. How about everyone else? Thank you. See, I've learned to just go with it. Everything always works out in the end when I follow the spiritual breadcrumbs, when I follow the plan that God has laid out. It's like over here, it's like this beautiful game of hide and seek. It's saying, I'm over here, come get me. Then I go, and then it's like, all right, now you're on the right track, go this way. And it's fun, right? So I always follow my internal guidance, which is the divine within me. And it always turns out more magnificent and mightier than I could have ever possibly imagined for myself and my life, than I could have ever possibly planned or dreamed. It's like unthinkable. And that is where infinite possibility and unlimited potentiality reside. Oh, yes. Thank you, Spirit. So it's not an accident that what I've been praying on and we've been visioning for at our center is right here. Or what you've been praying and visioning for is over there, and now I'm here. That was bold, wasn't it? I can be bold. I mean, that's right. Something is trying to happen. Will we let it? I'm going to ask again. Something is trying to happen. Will we let it? Yeah. Whoa. Amid our fears, what is Spirit's highest idea of itself as the largest New Thought center on the Central Coast? What will we do with the vision being revealed to us? Resist out of fear or commit from our faith and our belief, trusting in Spirit and embracing the unknown? Now, I'm committed to the unfolding vision. That's why I'm here today, despite my desire to remain comfortable. I mean, I had to jump out of that box, right? That comfort zone. To like take a flying leap out of it. So I'm here today despite that desire. And maybe it's an unconscious desire, right? I mean, we just get like, I got this, I'm doing this, and everything's cool. And then Spirit's like, hey. And then you go, well. And it says, come on. But it's like, knowing that it is Spirit guided, anything is possible. And I trust, and I have faith, and I believe. So, Spirit, as I said, is revealing more and more to me with each passing day. I'm saying yes and taking one step at a time. And so this is huge. This is huge. Something magnificent is happening, my friends. Now, Emerson says what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. We are up for it. Well, I'm up for it. Are you? Now, how much time do I have left? 5 minutes or so? What? All my life. Oh, he's all of eternity. Here we go. So it takes discipline to keep our commitments, right? It takes discipline. Now, is your commitment greater than your resistance? This is about the commitment to the vision that you've received, the divine idea. Now, we could be talking about what's happening here, but also what's happening in your own individual life, right? You receive a divine idea, and then are you committed to that divine idea? Now, in the visioning process, I'm not sure how familiar you all are with that, but in the visioning process, there are questions asked, and then at the end, so we're becoming open to Spirit's highest idea of itself and receptive to what that is. And then at the end, we do a closing prayer and commit to that vision in our prayer. Now, the thing is, we've got to have the discipline to keep our commitments. So another word for discipline is practice. And another word for commitment is promise. Practice your promises. The promises you made to yourself and the promises you made to God within you. Same, right? There's only one thing happening. So discipline leads to blissipline. That's a better word. I mean, I have to say, discipline has a negative charge, right? So that word can be transformed into blissipline because it leads to playing our part with integrity, dignity, elegance, passion, and deep contentment. Blissipline. Now, when we know it's time to make a change, sometimes we postpone it due to analysis paralysis. Can anyone relate to that? Like you think about it, overthink it, you're here, you're there, it's like 6 weeks have gone by and you know, and then you're going, well, what if I don't like it? Well, what if it stretches me further than I'm ready for? Well, what if no one likes me? And all of that, right? So in that moment, it's time to sit and connect with Source and connect with this idea of blissipline. It takes discipline to eat food that nourishes your body and hydrate with liquids that your body actually needs. It takes discipline to have a regular spiritual practice, does it not? I mean, how many times you have a regular meditation practice and then you just want to sleep in this day? I mean, just, you know, which is okay too, but it takes the discipline for us to keep moving forward with it. And if we get off track, we can always get right back on track. It takes discipline to change your thinking and change your life. I can tell you that many times, even recently, I have the experience of having to wrestle myself away from a certain thought. Like, no, I'm not. This is my truth. No, do you guys have that experience? And so that is discipline, right? And so beautiful. Discipline keeps us on track in our lives where we are determined to make changes. And it's actually a practice of self-love, self-respect, and surrender that results in freedom. So an example is, say you have a meditation practice and every morning you practice and you're beginning to see these awesome results in your life, and suddenly your spouse needs help taking the kid to school, so you pitch in for the next 2 weeks, no problem. But instead of getting up a little bit earlier in the morning to accommodate this new responsibility and still have time to meditate, you tell yourself, oh, I just don't feel like it. And besides, I need my rest. What happened? What happened? Your emotional reasoning justified your decision not to make the necessary effort to honor your aspiration to meditate every morning. Now, the gift, my friends, of self-discipline is that it has the power to take you beyond the reasoning of temporary emotion into freedom. Think of how empowered you felt on the occasions you haven't given in to the I don't feel like it syndrome, right? And honored your commitment to yourself. What does not feeling like it have to do with it anyway? The combination of love for something with the willingness to do what it takes to practice it is discipline. and the result is freedom. An evolved practice of discipline is essential for our success in every area of life. When applied to the spiritual path, discipline is a skillful and precise art. The root of the word discipline is to discern, to perceive clearly. Now, I love what Osho wrote in his book, Love, Freedom, and Aloneness. To be a disciple means to learn the discipline of being yourself, of being your true self. And so here we are, my friends. It's so good to be here with you. So wrapping it up, faith is the belief in the substance of things not seen, not a guaranteed replica of our mental prototype, right? Faith is the belief in the substance of things not seen, not the belief in the exact replica, that thing that we have in mind. It's not that exact prototype, but it's faith that Spirit has an idea of everything that you desire in your heart. It knows. The thing within us already knows. The thing within the entity that is awakening ways already knows what it's up to. It already knows. We're along for the ride. And so we're called to have that faith. Believe in the substance of things not seen. Not a guaranteed replica of our mental prototype. So the substance is the unformed God stuff out of which everything is made, including me, including you, including all. So if the answer to these questions is yes, then I could be your new spiritual leader. Are you willing to trust that which already made you perfect to manifest itself as an even greater expression of life as you than you can even imagine? Are you willing to move from probability to possibility? Are you willing to lift your anchor, surrender control, and dive into the depths of your greater yet to be? Yes! Okay, let's pray. And so turning our attention inward in this moment, I recognize and remember that Spirit is all that there is, and it is in me, as me, and through me, just as it is in, as and through each one of us. I'm so grateful in this moment to know that there is only one thing happening here and now. And that I can yield to that one thing and allow it to be that driving force in my life. And this is what I do, and this is what I be, and this is what we are all called to be. And in that space of being, in close connection with Spirit, always, in that place of being, we can ask, what else is possible? What else is possible? And asking that question allows Spirit, the universe, the divine, to reveal it in our lives. And I'm so grateful for this revelation. I'm so grateful for all that has been. We send our love out to Doctors Frank and Terry from here. I know they're feeling that love, and I know that there is so much love here for them, and that this love continues. What a beautiful community. I am so grateful for everything that has come before this moment. I'm so grateful for this moment right now and all of the gifts within it. And I am so grateful for all that is yet to be, for the revelation and divine expression of love and light and all the goodness that is on its way. Invisible blessings is what I call them. They're invisible blessings that are being revealed in our lives. Like, we don't know these invisible blessings are coming. It could be a knock on the door today. It could be a letter received in the mail. It could be an email. It could be a conversation with a friend or in a song. But it is beautiful, and it is Spirit, and I am grateful. and I'm grateful for the butterfly that is Awakening Ways. And in this gratitude, I release my prayer, knowing it is so, and so it is. Thank you.